Hi everyone. Good morning. How you guys doing? Yep, sorry I wasn't here last week, but I am here this week. I'm here. Hope you guys are here for the next hour, probably hour and a half, probably. Hope you guys are ready to sit down and just chill or just probably draw along with me. So today we're going to continue our trend we've been doing for the past couple of days for these streams where we're drawing to different letters and names. I know last week we did the letter K, and just for a refresher, here's what I did last week for K. Give me just one moment. Give me just one moment. So for last week, this is what we ended for Case. We were doing 6 characters. We ended doing King Kai, Kim Possible, Cusco, Kronk, the Crabs, and Krusty the Clown. Now, as of lately, I have been doing these streams. I haven't really been going in alphabetical order. But I think for today, I'll probably make an exception. I actually will go in alphabetical order because today is actually going to be the letter L. So that's what we're going to do for today. And actually, give me just one moment. Let me make a few adjustments. Let me make sure I have my pen with me. So a few problems here. Hello. Sorry about that. Just doing a quick sound check real quick just to be sure. Sure everything's working pretty well. Okay, good. So we're in good shape. We're in good shape. So today, let me see. What do I want to start off with? You know what? I think to start off with, I'll start off with a character from one of my favorite movies, Lilo and Stitch, and I'll draw probably with memorable characters from the movie Lilo Pleek Eye. So let me start off with a light sketch of her head. You can see she's got very wide, big eyes. Let's get around her chin, her jawline. Let's get her eyebrows. Let's get her hair. Let's add a flip of hair here. Also her neck. I know it doesn't look completely perfect just yet. That is my first time probably drawing this character, so So puts it's gonna look a little bit off model. Here we go. That looks pretty good. He's drawing the pupils. Now, as usual, now we got our rough sketch down. Let's refine it with some our black pen. Let's color in the pupils. You know, I'm planning to do this in full color later on. Still bad. Just got coloring eyes, just make it look like her. Just darkly coloring the eyes in. Color the shape of her head. Just bring out the jawline. Probably could have made it a bit more rounder than that. It's a little too pronounced now that I'm looking at it. But it still looks like her. Shoot. Excuse me. Let me bring these eyebrows up. I can always cover up some of these red marks when I start coloring things in. Let's get the bangs for her hair. We get part of her shirt. And let's go and color in her hair. And something I mentioned earlier, but I hope you all have had a really great week earlier this past week. And mine's been pretty busy, especially last week. So I know I probably mentioned briefly in one of my posts last week. I wouldn't be able to do it last week. I had a special family event. So I was actually attending a baby shower on my own family. So I was actually with my older sister. So since I was gonna be in charge of really kind of helping out, getting everything set up, and also being part of it, I get to meet the old friends and friends. So I was pretty much tied with that for all that day I was gonna stream. But everything turned out great though. We all had a good time. everyone enjoyed themselves. I got a chance to enjoy myself as well. Got a chance to meet with my family. So everything actually went great. We met or in this case with Lilo or Ohana. And Ohana means family. I think this will probably look a lot more better once I start coloring this in a little bit more, because right now it looks okay. But I guess it can't be too hard. So this is my first time drawing Lilo, so I can't expect it to look perfect right off the bat. There we go. That looks pretty good. So now we got our first character, Lilo. And let's see, who can we do next? Since we're doing L, let me see who can do it next. Let me see. You know what? I think I'll do another turtle, Leonardo from TMNT. And what I think what I will do when drawing him, I'm not really gonna base on a specific style per se, but I think I'm gonna lean more towards the more current versions, probably closer to the more recent one that came out in 2012, with a little mix of the one that's out now. Even though I haven't really seen like the newest one yet. So having like not a fighting stance. Let's have his sword. That's the thing about TMNT. There's been so many different shows, just so many different styles, but each one has such a unique look to it. Yeah, I think I'll lean more towards the ride the rise in TMNT just a little bit more for this one. So it's probably gonna be a hybrid of a lot of different styles here. Also, can't forget his shell. Let me get his little breastplate. See if I can get that going. For Rise, he's got kind of like 3 sashes kind of that go across, go around the shell around his waist. So they can get that. Yeah, that's one thing when it comes, doing, these streams from drawing these characters, especially, as of lately, that I pretty much try, do some characters I haven't really drawn before. Because in doing that, it's probably be a good challenge to kind of break up my comfort zone and just try drawing some different characters, that are new, seeing which ones are in a different style. Okay, there. Now it's looking a little bit better now. I wasn't really like it before, but now it's actually starting to look like Leonardo now. So that's good. That's good. So let's refine this guy a little bit more. Let me start with his face. Let me bring that face out, make sure it's a little bit more pronounced. And don't worry, I do plan on actually coloring these in full later on. There we go. Let's get his arms. Let's get his little wrap, his little bands. And for his sword. Let's get one for his large katana here. Of course, here's a shell. Let's get the bands around his waist. There we go. Sorry for saying there we go too much. So certain that I tend to repeat to myself a lot while I'm in the thinking process. These guys have like little 2 toes. There we go. Ow, I'm up. Forgot his other arm. Wow, I almost forgot that fast. Let me see. Let me get his. And turn it just a bit so I can get this arm to look right. Because that's where his other sword is going to be. And since I got some other characters I'm going to fit here too, I'll make this one just a little bit smaller than his first one. Alright, cool. So now, let's break out these details, make them a little more pronounced with our black pen, as usual. Can't forget his little headband. Yeah, in case anyone's wondering, I haven't had a chance to see the newest TMNT movie just yet. I really do want to because I've heard some pretty good things about it and it looks pretty good. Also, like I mentioned earlier, as for drawing Leonardo here, I am losing basically more on his appearance like in Rise and TMNT, the one most recent show. I'm not really sticking to actually replicating that style just yet. Rather, it's kind of a combination of like of various different ones I'm seeing. Rise and Team C, a little bit from a trailer I've seen from the new one, and just a tiny, tiny bit from the 2012 series. Because when it comes to TMT, like those are probably I think Rise TMT and the 2012 one are probably the ones I'm most familiar with. Although I have restarted getting around as far as checking out the original ones from like back in the 80s. Gosh, let me see. What am I missing here? Let's get his little underside here. Before I forget, let me get these little red tattoo he's got around his eyes. Make sure I get those out the way before I forget. Before I forget when it's time to color them in. All right, that's looking pretty good. All right, let's see. So now that we got two characters down, let's see what can we move on to next. Okay, so far I've already done some fairly popular characters that pretty much most people already know. So now what I think I will do is go back a couple of years further, with a more obscure show, and I think I'll draw Lurch from the Addams Family. We know, yeah, I'm not gonna base it more on the TV show version back in the '60s. I'm really gonna base it more on the anime version that came out in the '90s. And you know what? I think I'll draw him right into Lilo. Since he is a zombie, and for anyone who knows Lilo from the show and from the movies, he's always had a thing, for zombies, like horror movies, those kind of deals. So it'd be fitting if I draw him underneath here. Which is a nice flat top. Little area where his eyebrows are going to be, his large brow. His cheekbones. See the wide neck. And you know his hair is wavy, he's got a very flat top. That was like that in the cartoon, but was also like that even in the original show too. Make sure his brows are nice and balanced. He has also eyebrows in the which kind of up in the middle of his large bridge. Get his eyes, and he kind of darken circles around his eyes. Gives a very haunting, like sullen look. Let's get his ears. Let's get his neck. There we go. Let me bring down the eye down here just a little bit more. There we go. There we go. Okay, that's now it's looking more like him. Perfect. Hey, I'm sorry, I didn't know y'all popped in. Hey Shay, hey Isaac. I'm doing great. I'm glad y'all popped in. Yeah, glad you guys made it in so far. So just to recap, like I've been mentioning earlier, can you draw Lapitch a little shoemaker next? He's a mapcare. Yeah, I think a little thing later once I'm done with this guy, I'll see if I can squeeze him in somewhere around here. But yeah, as you can see today, I'm pretty much doing characters for the letter L today. Just also to recap, in case you guys weren't here for last week's stream. Sorry to kind of stop mid-stream like this, but I just want to do a quick kind of a refresher. So last week, these are the characters, that I did last week. So last week I did characters by the letter K. So you can see I did King Kai, Kim Possible, Cusco, I did Krusty, I did Mr. Krabs, I did Krunk as well. So today I'm doing stuff for letter L. So I've already done Lilo and Leonardo. I'm fine getting by buzzes by it being fall when they should be asleep. Margaret dead. Oh well, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope it ain't mosquitoes or anything like that. But then again, you just never know. All right, so let me get back to Lurch. Let me go in and kind of like fill out his outline a little bit more here. Make sure his brow here is a little bit more pronounced. Let me bring it down a bit more. It was looking a little bit lopsided there. That's why I felt it was kind of off earlier. Let's get small eyebrows. Let's get his nose. And also, if anyone hasn't really seen the show, I definitely recommend checking it out. I think Boomerang. I know you can probably find clicks of it online, but I know Boomerang. I don't know if Boomerang's still service anymore. It probably is not. They've done a lot of changes to it lately. I remember they would play it all the time, back around October. And that's how I got into it. And I vaguely remember seeing it back in the '90s, back when it first came out. I vaguely remember then, but I remember they often didn't play it that often. It wasn't until like years later when I started reading runs on Boomerang, I really got into it. That's kind of a weird thing, with shows I used to watch on Cartoon, like whatever like shows I knew about but didn't really pay much attention to back when they were new. And then kind of rediscovering like once I start seeing them on reruns on Boomerang. So there we go. Kind of round up the top of his head a little bit more, even though it is flat. And let's color his hair in. Yeah, but I appreciate you guys dropping it. Honestly, I was so in the zone. I honestly didn't realize you had popped in until just a few moments ago. But that happens. That happens once you get in the zone. You just everything else kind of starts like falling out, falling to the wayside just a bit. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right. All right. Give me just one moment. And what's the name? Lapitch, the little shoemaker. Sorry, I gotta look up a reference just to make sure I'm doing them correctly. Okay, there we go. Okay, a little mouse character, nice. I'm not too familiar with the show, so forgive me if I don't get him on model just right. Let me go and fit him down here. Actually, let me bring the stream up so you all can see him a little bit better. Make the head for his cranium, get a circle for his cheeks. And keep. There we go. I want to make sure the camera's capturing it all. Sometimes I have to move his camera to make sure the camera's catching all the paper. Because this is a pretty big sheet of paper I'm working on, so just want to make sure it's catching the whole thing. We get a spot for his nose. Get some for his ears. I'm gonna make sure I get his little hat. Make sure I get his eyes. You can see he's got really big eyes. Very small mouth. We have the cheeks kind of curved down a little bit at the bottom. Yeah, but today's been going pretty great for me so far. You know, it's had been, thankfully today has been, it's nowhere near as busy as yesterday. I mean, nowhere near as busy as yesterday, definitely not as busy as it was last week. I'm gonna draw a line underneath his eyes here at the bottom. Fine. Speaking on Stitch, Creative Standards and Trends are making a movie based on a kid's book and applies some of Chris earlier plan for Lilo and Stitch. Oh, neat! That is, being an alien in the movie case is a robot that ends up following the winners tries fails locally, winners trust local animals. You know what? I did hear, that was going to be original plot for the movie. But I essentially though, I had no idea they were going to do a kid's book on it though. That's actually really neat. I think it's even neater, that they're actually, referring going back to the original original plot design for it, because I just remember the movie just went through so many different changes as far as actually, character focus, and story. So that's neat they're doing that. All right, let's go and refine the sketch just a little bit more. Just a quick reminder, guys, even though I already mentioned it over in the little chat area, when it comes to taking like some of these live requests, I only do one per person, per stream. So if you request one already, that's gonna be it for today. Because I got a few more characters I'm gonna put in as well. I don't want to get for it to get too crowded. All right, there we go. So we got all right. So for Lapitch, so since we got guys rough sketch looks pretty good, let's go and refine it just a bit more. A little bit for his neck, so I can show a little of his the little turtleneck that he has. There we go. Hope you guys I liked how I ended up doing on Lilo. I know for some reason it looks a little bit off to me, but then again, maybe just me being a little bit overly critical. This is my first time, like drawing her, but pretty much almost all these characters so far are really characters I haven't really drawn before. But at the same time, that's kind of why I like kind of doing these little like strings where I'm drawing these different characters, because get a chance to really do a lot of characters like I either haven't drawn as much or I haven't drawn them before. Like I know the last one I did last week, with the letter K, pretty much all the ones that hit me except aside from Krusty the Clown, like those are ones I had never drawn before. So that was my first time really drawing any of them for the most part. Then we get these little tufts of hair, because I know it's easy, they kind of curl out. Let's get a small buck tooth. Get his cheeks. He has large ears. I know for this stream run, I definitely am planning on having at least, hopefully at least more than 6 characters to fill up the screen with. Color in his little pupils. Let's color the brim of his hat. Let me kind of darken the band or little brim around his hat. I'm gonna darken that here. Gonna darken that here. All right, cool. How about Lisa Simpson afterwards? Afterwards. Now, in this case, I think to make the exception because actually Lisa is one of the ones I was planning on doing anyway. So her, I'll probably save to the very end. I'll probably save to the very end. But right now, I have another character I had slated that I want to go and draw. I haven't drawn him as much, but it's also another character I've tried me to draw for the longest time, which is from a retro anime. Some of you may or may not recognize. The name goes the name of Lupin the Third. He's a notorious thief with a heart of gold. And one of the funny signature things about him, he kind of is like known for having kind of a big, almost monkey face. He's got that very like large, pronounced jawline. Large ears. Give me just one moment. His eyebrows. Yeah, when it comes to like the retro anime, I think Lupin's probably my favorite. Just different shows. Probably my top favorite is probably like probably the Red Jacket series from the '70s, and also the movie Castle Cagliostro from the '79. Probably one that was my favorite movies. Mainly just now the anime, the story is great too. But there was actually one of Hayao Miyazaki's like first directorial debuts as an animation director. Because while he didn't create the Lupin character, that goes to the original artist Monkey Punch, who did the manga back in the '60s. When Miyazaki, when he got a hold of it, he really kind of started adding his own flair, not only to the art style, but the character too. Because I know originally in the manga, he was a thief. He was definitely more of a detestable character. But you couldn't, yeah, but you couldn't. Ooh, oh my God, I'm just forgetting words today. But you wanted to see what he would do next. Whereas when Casa Cagliostro, came around, that kind of turned him more, like a Robin Hood like character. And also, I think, I also not surprised, what the movie with having such great animation and having a pretty streamlined story, it ended up kind of a sleeper like hey, like over here in the States, because in fact, even quite a few people here in America get influenced by it. For example, the infamous like clock tower scene in The Great Mouse Detective, that Disney film, that actually ended up taking a few clips from the climax back in this movie from Castle Cagliostro. I know when I saw a movie, I managed to catch it. I think back when it was on, it's still on Netflix. I think it is still on Netflix now. And they had two versions. I think they had the English dub from the Streamline, and they even had the original Japanese audio too. Break out his hair, maybe round out just a bit more. Make sure his chin's a little bit more sharp. There we go. Let me see. All right, so let's get our bracket plan out again. Now let's refine our features. Now, I'll be honest, I don't really watch that much anime. But when I do, like Lupin's definitely one of the ones I normally watch. Dragon Ball Z, Cowboy Bebop. In fact, I need to give that another rewatch. If that's what you got a chance to watch it, Shay, how'd you like it? I know I'm kind of ranting and raving about it, but I don't mind you interjecting your opinion. There we go. Also, quick thing I also want to mention, like I think afterwards, like once I'm actually done drawing these characters, I actually will, if I do have time, I'll actually show you guys some of the Inktober stuff, I've been drawing as well. That's one of the big things I've actually been kind of working on all this month, is kind of doing drawings for Inktober. And some of you probably might have seen some of the ones I posted here on YouTube during my updates. Yeah, and funny enough, doing the challenge, for some reason, it always seems to get harder and harder each year to kind of like keep up the challenge because it seems like each year I'm always, like busier and busier. And this year I'm pretty much kind of busier before, with my full time job and all. But I still try to make time every day again, especially when I know I don't have to go to work, until like a much later time. All right, so now I got Lupin in, so we might be able to get two more of our characters in. Before I put Lisa down here, I think I'll put another famous character here, Luigi. So let me see how I'm gonna fit him. Let me see. So Luigi and Lisa, those are gonna be our last two that we able to fit on here. Want to make sure I have enough room. Want to make sure I have enough room so you'd be able to see his hat. Let me see. Let me see. How am I gonna do this? And speaking of Luigi and speaking of Luigi, I maybe have heard that there's probably a new Mario movie in the works, which I'm not surprised. They pretty much kind of already set the first one up for a sequel already. Seeing what huge hit it was, I'd be surprised if they didn't. Okay, let's get his little eyebrows. Let's get his little mustache. And this is just two big curves. It's not as fluffy, as Mario's is. Get his mouth. And here, just like for Leonardo, I'm not really counting too much on actual style or look per se. It's kind of a mixture of my own style, but just some other stuff that I've seen. Kind of just a little bit of the new movie, and stuff, a little bit from the original games. It's a blend of different stuff going on. There we go. I know he's kind of squished in there, but I figure I can make him. I'll make him fit somehow. Let me just bring out his nose, his round nose, his mustache. Let's get his little eyebrows. Let's get his hair. Let's get the little brim of his hat. All right, let's color in his mouth while I'm at it. Let me shade it on the bottom part of his brim of his hat while I'm at it. Color in his mouth. There we go. That looks pretty good. Good. Here we appreciate the turnout, everyone. Yeah, I know I made my announcement for stream last night. It was kind of last minute, but then that's the problem with me when it comes to playing. I always going to save the stuff at the very last minute. So we're gonna do our last one, which is Lisa right here, and then we'll move on to the fun part, which is coloring things in. So let me just draw a shape out right here. Yeah, pretty much for any character I draw, regardless what their head shape looks, I always prefer to start with a circle because I think having a circle gets a good kind of frame of reference and a good guideline to start off when drawing faces. Because when drawing a face, you can actually map out where the eyes are going to be. You can map out where the nose is going to be. Map out their mouth. Once you have a pretty good, once you have your construction, like set down, packed early on, it makes building on it a lot easier versus starting from scratch, just freeballing it. Make your eyes a bit bigger. Speaking of symptoms, I think one or two of the new episodes of the new seasons. I think about a few days ago. I'll be honest, like this might be not my opinion. I actually do like it. Yeah, I'll admit I'm part of this new. Yeah, I'm probably part of this new crowd that's really kind of started turning back around on the Simpsons because like for what little I've seen of the newer season, as far as like last season 34 and 33, I actually do like it. Now, granted, yeah, I'll admit it does. It's not like the old classic seasons, which I have seen parts of it. So at least I'm familiar, what the show is known for. But I think like for what it is, since they're doing a lot more like character-based stories this time around, I actually do like and appreciate what they're doing now. Do I think that always hits the mark? Hit the mark? No, not really, not all the time. But I think it hits. It really hits. And also, I just find it really kind of comforting, kind of chill to and really watch. We get our eyelashes. Let's refine this just a bit more. Let me see. Bring down her mouth a bit. Let's bring down her lip here. Have her neck taper off here. Make the eyes just a bit bigger. That was one issue I always had. I think back when I first started drawing Simpson characters, I always had to make the eyes look like just a bit too small. So when I would draw them, the eyes too small, they would always look a little bit off to me. But I think I probably got back. Plus, these characters, they're always just so fun to draw. And maybe it's why it's pretty much almost all the streams I've done so far, I've drawn at least one Simpson character. in each of the streams, that I've done. They're really fun to draw. There we go. Now, of course, as usual, let's get our black pen out again. All right. So let me get their spiky hair more defined. All right. So we managed to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters today for letter L. So now that we got all these characters drawn out and ready to go, now let's move on to the fun part, which is coloring these characters in. Yep, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's start getting color these characters in. So let's see. Let me see what color do I want to start off with. Let me see what I want to start off with. I think for right now, I'm going to start off, with blue. I think what I'll do is go start coloring in Leonardo. Let me sharpen this one. Let's see. So let me start from there. Let me start coloring in his headband. Oh, hang on for just one moment. There we go. Sorry, one of my other pencils off to the side. I was getting ready to use it. Dropped. It dropped on the table. I had to go pick it up. First headband. Let's get the one around his eyes. Of course, I can't forget that. I've seen parts of the original TMNT from back in the 80s. One odd little animation goof that always seemed to happen fairly frequently, especially in the early season of the 80s show, is that because all the turtles season 8 show had really similar designs, well, pretty much had the exact same design, just different recolors. It was very often that a lot of times that whenever they colored the turtles, they would color them in the wrong color. It's like, say, for example, you could have Leonardo on screen for a brief moment. You'll hear him talk, in Leonardo's voice, but he'll have maybe Raphael's red bandana on. But also, it didn't help, like I mentioned before, their designs, at least in the original 80s show, were so similar to each other. And that's part of the reason why I guess if I was a lot of different TMNT shows, I really do like Rise TMNT, because one thing I do appreciate, is that they did actually give all the characters like really distinct designs, like that kind of fit their characters. might come back over as with a darker shade of blue. Yeah. Let me color the top part of his feet. Color in Luigi's eyes. And usually I start color. I always try to like break out with colors that I know I can use along different areas of the paper. His body is gray and his hat is orange. Don't worry, I'll keep that in mind. I then color in Lurch while we're at it. And with Lurch, his whole skin was like a kind of a pale, like blue, a pale light blue. And funny enough, in the show for Lurch, he was actually voiced by my favorite voice actors, Jim Cummings. You almost don't really, funny enough, it almost kind of took me a while to recognize that it was him because Lurch's character, at least on the show, he had such very lip because he would just moan. He was go, or he probably said maybe one or two words at a time. But after a while, like once I knew it was him, and we listened close, I was able to recognize, that was his voice. Just gonna lightly layer my strokes. Here we go. All right, let's go and break out some of that orange. I'm gonna start with Lapitch while I'm at it. And get him squared up. And we get him looking nice and colorful. Sorry if I'm rambling for a little bit. Once I kind of get in the zone with the coloring part, because this is honestly my favorite part for me, is actually coloring the characters in. Yeah, I really can get lost in the moment sometimes. Cut underside of his shell here. Couple of Lilo's shirt here. Let me see how it looks. I might just go back with red a little bit later on. There we go. Oh wow, I forgot the color in his nose. There we go. Don't worry, I still have some blue on me. Let me see. Let me see. Should have some blue on me. There we go. Actually, let me see if I can brighten this up just a bit. Let me see if I can use some white kind of brighten up just a bit. We have that. Let me go and color. Let me go and color and part. Let me go and darken probably some of the little bands around Leonardo a bit. Because I remember his bands are more of like a darker shade of blue. And as for his shell, let me see. So I was kind of glancing at a reference photo for his shell. I know it's kind of grayish blue, so I'll do like a very light shade of blue here for his shell. All right, so now we got gray. Let's go and start and kind of mute down, tone down his shell a little bit here. Yeah, but I hear nothing. Well, I think for the most part, I hear nothing but pretty good things about the new movie. I really want to check it out. I meant to go. I actually did plan on going to see it in theaters, while it was still out. But I just never got a chance to do it. He's coloring his swords. Let me color in Lapitch while we're at it. Coloring very lightly because I know his fur is it's a light gray, very light gray. And so some of you can probably already see when I'm laying down these colors, for the most part, I'm starting fairly light. I'm just slowly building it up if I want to add more color or if I want to make it darker. All right. All right, let's move on to some yellow, like a golden yellow. Of course, for some yellow, I'm gonna start off with Lisa here. See, just starting very light, and I'm just building everything up. Yeah, don't worry, I won't forget. For Leonardo, let me get the little. Let me kind of draw some little markings he has on his arms. I will like go a little bit more when I start coloring the rest of him in green later on. Coloring and put a little bit of Lurch's shirt. There we go. That's looking pretty good. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see if I had some green on me. Yeah, here we go. Fantastic. Let me sharpen this one too. Yeah, I always try to make sure I have a pencil sharpener on standby in case I need to sharpen some of these pencils. Because as much as I draw, they tend to get worn down pretty fast. Another thing I do want to bring, I think I did mention one of my last posts, is that one thing I am considering on doing in addition to these streams I do here on the weekends and on weekend mornings, I am considering probably doing some late night streams as well. The only thing about it is if I do decide to go ahead and do that, I gotta decide, do I want to do them on weekdays, on weekday nights, or weekend nights? Because part of the reason I want to do is like one, I want to be able to. Sometimes I want to try to do it on different times other than just on the mornings. But also, say for if I have days, if I can't really do it on those mornings like I like, I want at least another like time slot where I can actually go ahead and stream to kind of like make up for it. Mm-hmm. And since we got green on it, let's go ahead and color in his hat. But yeah, I know I probably mentioned probably one of my last from my few streams from a while back when we talked about the movie. But I found myself really enjoying the new Mario Brothers movie. I do wish that I think Luigi should have gotten just a bit more screen time, since it is called the Mario Brothers. But I still found really fun movie, very enjoyable. I personally think it's Illumination's best film. I think mainly because like since they tend to make films that tend to be that geared towards everyone that everyone like. Here it was a little more focused. They wanted to focus on making something that the Mario fans would like, and they pretty much succeeded. Looking at how successful it is, and how much everyone's still talking about it. Kind of underside it a little bit more to get it a bit darker. There we go. Now for Leonardo, let me go back with that yellow I had earlier. Actually, no, I think I'll do a different shade. It's a little bit brighter. I'm gonna color over, this green right here, just kind of make it pop just a little bit more. Because while he does the green skin, it's not like a dark green. It's more like a pretty bright green. I know, fun fact with TMNT, I know on Pluto TV, they actually have like one channel. I think they were marathoning pretty much all TMNT shows. We were playing reruns. I think of Ryan TMNT, the 2012 series, the 2003 series too. And actually, maybe got me back in 2012 because I remember it was back when it was new. Like I remember liking it, but not like paying much attention to it. But now when we watch it again, I was like, wow. I can see why even that one from 2012, that one still is a pretty good cult following even this day because that was a pretty good show too. All right, cool. So now let's break out some brown. Actually, before I do that, break out some little peach, for our skin. At least for Luigi's skin here. Let me color that. Let me sharpen this. Get that nice, even consistency. All right. To do the same for Lupin up here. To keep the anime look, you can see I signed to draw his eyelids completely closed. Just to keep with that anime style. Here we go. That looks pretty good. Now, let's break out our brown. We start by coloring in on Luigi's hair. It's funny, and funny with the Mario movie, I promise I'm enjoying, even though I'll be honest, I've never played any of the games, to be honest. Because I've never been that much of a gamer. Now, I've been around folks who played the Mario games. You know, I've always enjoyed watching them play, but for some reason, I never really got into actually playing video games for myself. Since I got this dark kind of dark, coloring in Lupin's hair a bit here. I really play Mario games nowadays. I know I think they had a new one come out not too long ago. I forgot which one it's called. Then again, I'm not really in the loop as far as all like the new games that are out nowadays. And chances are, if any new ones I've heard, like it's probably one I'd probably have somebody tell me first, and like have to think like, oh yeah, it's that game. We're covering Lilo skin while we're at it. It's gonna be like a nice tan, so I'm going very light with the brown. I know later on I'm gonna add a little bit of orange, kind of warm it back up. I think I might have mentioned this last time, but Lilo Stitch is probably one of my favorite, like Disney, for at least from the early 2000s. And I guess part of that, I just appreciate the fact that, like, because while the early 2000s was a lot of, like, really underrated classics, like Atlantis, The Lost Empire, Treasure Planet, and while all movies I think are good, and I think they deserve so much better treatment, back when they came out, I really do appreciate this one because this one didn't try to be a huge blockbuster like those two films. Like it had a like even though it dealt with Stitch, being an alien on the run, like it was very grounded, very grounded. It had all these things about family, like loss, togetherness, and really added a lot of heart to the film. So, it's got darkened up Lurch's hair here. It's coloring the handles of his sword. Got a little animal holding his little sash together. Let's get some. Let me work out that orange again. wait a minute. Oh man, I got the wrong pen. This is not orange. This is red. Sorry about that. Yeah, I was about to say this don't look like orange to me. There we go. Now we're back in business. And even when I do these videos, I always try to pick characters I know are gonna have that pretty distinct art styles, and a lot of ones that aren't too similar to one another. You know, Lilo and Stitch, they had his own distinct style. Chris Sanders' style. Rising T has its own very graphic comic book style. Adams Family has their own style. In fact, style in a cartoon style in Adams Family, it's actually really unusual considering that was a Hanna-Barbera show. You know, Hanna-Barbera, they had their own style that they're their own style there for a long time, and this one was kind of breaking that mold at the time. But then again, we've been coming out in the '90s. That was a period when a lot of boundaries being pushed, but a lot of like different styles being experimented with when it came to like designing and creating cartoon characters. So we got that. So that's good. That's good. And also, of course, my color inside, you know, if you have Lapitch ears with lavender. So since I only have a lavender on me, so what I'm gonna do is gonna do a very, very light amount of this magenta here. Just a very light touch. Just a very light touch. Not up to, because sometimes it comes in the colors you want. Sometimes you don't need a very, very heavy touch. You don't need you don't need to add on any heavy layers. All you need is a light touch. All right. Now, let me see if I have any red on me. I think I'm just gonna lightly color in their tongue. I think I'm gonna get a little bit of his turtleneck here. A little bit of their mouth here. I think I'll color a little bit, you know, of his red jacket he's known for. Just a little bit of that. You know, just to kind of make this whole era pop just a little bit more. Color in our L, our letter for today. Dark Owl. Hey, how you doing? Wow, it's been a moment. How have you been? Yeah, it has been so. Yeah, it's been a while too. I'm about to hear that. Didn't you used to go under a different name? No, I forget. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I must have been thinking of somebody else. My mistake. Yeah, forgive me on that. Hey, I'm glad you're able to drop in too. Yeah, you can see, you know, these are, you know, my letter for the day. It's been on letter L, so I'm almost done with letter L. Hey Zeno, yeah, I'm glad you like that one for letter Z. Yeah, that one was a lot of fun, you know, to work on. That one was really fun. And also, even though I tend to do this just about every stream, let me just kind of go through all the ones I've done, so far. This is just in case, I tend to do this just in case I have anybody else here that's working that hasn't really seen all of them just yet. Because even though I know, like, those are your common and like, you probably already seen it. I probably have some folks that are lurking that probably haven't seen it yet because, like I've shown this already, I've already gotten K, so I did 6 characters that time. I've already done B. I was able to do 6 characters that time as well. I already did D. I did 7 characters that time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did that one, and of course the one you're referring to, Z. I agree. This one was a lot of fun to work on. I think this is probably the most I got. Was I got together? I think it was 8. Yep, that was the one. Yeah, and that one I did, and then when I did H, that one managed to get about 7. And your D, and this one I think it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think this is probably the most I was able to get on the one picture. So, and met you at B. That's right. But yeah, these have been pretty fun to work on. Cause just where I was curious, I do plan on if I can, I'll try to go through the whole alphabet. And I'm just kind of going on random depending on which characters I feel like drawing, which ones I like. Oh, really? I have an idea so you can get famous? You'll really lay it on me. Let me just move some of this stuff around. Where you draw. Okay, so you're famous where you draw stuff blind. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I have seen a few artists actually online actually do where they draw stuff blindfold and people can request it. Yeah, that'll be a good idea. I'll have to keep that in mind. I just ended up being on the A list. Yeah, I'll definitely get them when I get around to A. Yeah, I'll definitely have to keep that in mind because I do like. Yeah, I do want to try like actually kind of switch things up. Now I'm not sure how out of here. I may probably do this stream doing these doodles. Sorry if I'm rambling because now I'm just thinking I'm incorporating it here with my streams. But while we're as far as sharing weird question, sure thing. Can I have mod? I'll be I'll be honest, I'm not too sure how to really do job mods just yet. So I'm still kind of new to streaming stuff. Not Yeah, that's something I'm still kind of figuring out how to do myself. I think once I know how to do that, I'd be able to do it. But another thing I do want to share, like now I've already shown you the other duels I've done. Also, I've done L. Let me show you guys stuff I've been doing for Inktober. So most of you probably already know that I've actually, well, some of you probably know I've actually been doing drawings for Inktober. And I've posted some of my highlights here on YouTube, but I've been doing posts pretty regular on Instagram and DeviantArt. So, can you do 0 next and put 1 punctuation in? Santima? I might consider doing O just next. I'll see how things play out for next week. So as a recap, here are all the stuff I've done so far from October. So day 1 was Dusty. Day 2 was Profile. Not I mean Dusty. Day 3 was Ray Parker Jr. from Ghostbusters, the same name. Even though dude's actually got a lot of great stuff outside of that one song he did. Day 4, keys. Day 5, this is where things start getting a little bit more interesting. Day 5 was star, a famous star you might know. Day 5. Day 6, was a hand. This hand, it was kind of a really rough hand. Day 7 was grill. I don't know if these things are as popular anymore. I don't think they are. But I think I draw them just the same. Day 8, things start getting a little bit more elaborate. Day 8 was warning. It was more like a Simpsons kind of redraw deal. Day 9 was fire. Fire in a literal and figurative sense. Yeah, day 10, fortune. And day 11 was a meet. 2 of Tom and Jerry's owners meeting up for the first time. Gotta have that money. Yeah, sorry, you have to wait till I get my share. I'm just kidding. Last week I drew Angelique Paolina. She's my favorite cartoon. That's neat. How cool. That's neat. Day 12, it's spicy. Now that's hot stuff. That's kind of we've paired up Guy Fieri. Day 13, coincidentally, it was on Spooky Friday, 13th day. Could you draw my profile? I normally don't do requests, but for you, I will. Yeah, I will make an exception. Day 3, rise. Rise. Those zombies. I might do that for next week's stream if I get the chance. Day 7 is Castle Cagliostro. I drew my favorite cartoon character. Yeah, that's great, Shay. Yeah, it is a scary castle. Yeah, so say, what did you end up drawing of? Like pencils? Did you do it with pen? Day 15, just more of another crossover one. This one's Audition. Cross with Futurama and Simpsons. Came into this world as a reject. Look into these eyes. And I did day 6. Yeah, that's diving and surfing. And you see, as I kind of went on, I got a little bit more. I got a little bit more involved in actually drawing these characters. Day 17, Punk. In this case, Spider Punk. I drew a Procreate on my iPad. Oh, that's cool. You know what? I have not yet used Procreate yet. I've heard it's a really good program. Day 18, Devil. This case, Devil from Cuphead. Day 19 was Plum. There's Ash and Obelix from the comics. And day 20, The Man Next Door. This is actually based on an old song I've really been into. Oh, Asterisk, that's this thing. They have this special juice at the drink that makes them really strong. It was another spooky one I did. Day 21 was Baby Shower. And this, yep, exactly it. And this is actually what I was busy with, last weekend. I actually attended an actual baby shower for my older sister. They're actually going to be doing a couple of months, so I was going to be busy with that. So this one I ended up doing in a very literal sense. Day 22, scratching. DJ scratching. So you can see I've loosely followed some of the prompt works from the official Inktober prompt. Day 23, sleepy. Another crossover one, pet walking, crossover characters from the Rescuers, and also 101 Dalmatians. Crossover between these two characters. Also Next one is Action Star. In this case is Shaft. Those are a tribute to the actor who passed away not too long ago, Richard Roundtree. So this is like a tribute piece to him. Day 26. This is a fairly short one. This one was garlic. This one garlic. This is a very more simple one I did. And yesterday's was party favors. Party favors, one between Grunkle Stan and Krusty the Crown, after a pretty big party. And so far, these are all the ones I've done so far, like for for this month. So I haven't done the next one just yet. But some of the others I will actually post here on YouTube later on when my update. So yeah, like that's all the things I've been pretty busy, with as of lately. So I do plan on actually streaming again around the same time, on Saturday around 10:30. And also, if not here, you probably let me know some of my future posts on whether or not if you're Kevin also going to be extra posts either like late night, either during weekdays or weekends. Because not set in stone just yet. And I'm just curious, if that's an idea you guys would be okay with. But let me see. I think I forgot something. Something else I was getting ready to mention. I forgot what it was. The similar left here, I can never tell this. That's a weird thing. Pretty sure it's hair. I want to say it's hair. Pretty sure it is hair. But sometimes where it shows, it's hard to tell. The e-girls are full. The e-girls full on drawing. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I did forget. I don't know if I can really fit it down here. Is Procreate affordable? Now, good, sir. All right, I'll see you later, Darko. I'm glad you could join in. Is Procreate affordable? I'll be honest, I don't really know. I don't know how much you have to really pay for it. Because normally when it comes to digital art, like the only two I've really used, I've used Krita, which is free, and I've also used what's the other thing I've used is Xfinity Photo. I know at the time when I got it, it was like $20-something. I think it's probably more now. No, actually, it was $40. It's probably way more now. I'm thinking Procreate's probably was a little bit more than that. But if I ever get into try and get it for myself, actually, you know what? Let me look it up real quick. Even though I'm getting ready to shut down pretty soon, let me see if I can look it up real quick. Let me see. Let me see. Procreate. Give me just one moment. Oh, apparently they're for $9.99. Oh, that's not bad at all. I had no idea it was that affordable. Okay, so yeah, $9.99. That's not bad, especially if you already got an iPad, which I don't as of right now. But maybe in the near future, if I do get one, I will consider using that. All right, guys. So I'm glad you guys could join in on this stream. I'm glad you got. I'm glad you guys were able to drop in. I'm glad you guys enjoyed what I did, and I hope to see you guys, same time next week. All right, thank you. Have a great day.